Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, DNJ Reads. I'm Danielle, and today I'll be bringing you some spooky season book recommendations. So spooky season is my favorite season. I absolutely love the fall and everything that goes along with it. I love pumpkins, tea, sweatshirts, boots. Give me all of the fall aesthetics, and I am there for it. So I just want to bring you a bunch of spooky season autumnal books that I think you'll really enjoy. So I'm just going to get right on into it. And the first three are actually graphic novels. They are a little bit more YA than anything else, but they are still great reads, and I really highly suggest you pick them up. And the first one is Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell. This one follows two high school seniors who've been working at the pumpkin patch their whole time, and this is their last year. So together, they decide to explore the patch on their last night, and this book follows them. It was so cute. I love the pictures in it, and I really highly suggest you picking this one up. And next up is Sheets by Brenna Thummler. This one is about ghosts, family, loneliness, and laundromats. So this follows Marjorie. She's 13 and she's been running her family's laundromat. And it also follows Wendell, a ghost who is living at that laundromat. This one does deal a lot with grief and family relations. So just know that going in, but this is still a really good read. There are 3 books in the series. I've read all 3 and I really enjoyed them all. Then next up, we have Mooncakes by Wendy Zhu and Suzanne Walker. This one follows a witch and a werewolf. This is also a second chance romance as they have to work together to eliminate the dark forces that are after the werewolf. This one was also very queer friendly, so pick it up if you're looking for something just fun to read. So the rest of these recommendations as we go through, they got gradually spicier and more adult themes, so just know that going in. So they'll start pretty tame and get a lot spicier. So first up, I have The Vampire's Mail Order Bride by Erin Sterling, and I think this is like a 16-book series, and it's the Nocturne Falls series. It's a town where it's Halloween all the time, and in this book, we have a vampire who gets a mail order bride. So this bride, she's kind of been hiding right now, so that is how she ends up in Nocturne Falls, and everything goes from there. So this is a fun paranormal series, great for spooky season since it has like witches, ghosts, gargoyles, everything like that, werewolves. You can find pretty much anything in this series, and I do plan to continue on since I've only read about 3 to 4 books of those. But next up, I have The Ex Hex by Erin Sterling. And this one is another paranormal. It's a witchy romance, great again for the Halloween season. And this one, we follow a witch who, back when she was younger, she was dating this guy and they broke up. So she ended up cursing him by using like a Bath and Body Works candle. She thought she was doing it for fun, but when he comes back to the town many years later, things start to go wrong, and then they have to work together to fix the town, and love blossoms. This is a fun second chance romance. And then one that I just recently read last week was Spookily Yours by Jennifer Chipman. This one was so cute. We follow a witch who's a little down on her luck. Her cat just died, so she ends up going to the rescue to get a new cat. And it turns out that her cat is actually a demon and is stuck in that form. So she has to help him return to his demon form, and love blossoms along the way. I really enjoyed this one. Wickedly Yours comes out, I want to say like this week that I'm filming, and I will be picking that one up soon. That one actually follows the witch's sister. So super excited for this. I'm going to recommend both, even though I haven't read that other one yet. And next up, we have Dreadful by Caitlin Rozakis. This one doesn't have a ton of romance in it. This one more so has the cozy vibes. This is definitely a very cozy fantasy-esque book. So in this, we follow Gav. He has just woken up and does not know where he is, but it turns out he is the evil dreadlord of the town, and he does not know how he got there. He has a princess captured in one of his cells. There is a moat squid. There's a garlic festival. There's a wizard convention. So definitely pick this up if you're looking for a ton of fun fantasy themes in this book. Then next up, two from the same series that I want to recommend is Butcher and Blackbird and Leather and Lark by Brynne Weaver. These two are very popular on like TikTok, Instagram right now, so you probably know what they're about. But Butcher and Blackbird follows two serial killers who meet. They end up striking up a deal where they play this game every year, and the game is to unalive this one person, but they don't know who that one person is. Their friend picks it out for them, and then whoever ends up unaliving that person first is the winner. And this goes on for years, and eventually they start to like each other, and things go from there. So that one was really fun. And then in Leather and Lark, we follow the friend and the brother from Butcher and Blackbird. And the friend is in a little predicament, so the brother comes along to help clean it up. They do not like each other at all, but they end up having to have a marriage of convenience, and everything goes awry from there. They were both such good reads, and I highly suggest them for the spooky season. And then I have Hollow's Grove by Jacquot. This is one of her Holy Night novellas. They are novellas that are centered around the holidays, so there's pretty much one for every holiday, and now I've read them all. But this one follows a female main character and her brother's best friend. They are at like a murder mystery party, and there is a maze. This one has primal play in it, and it is very spicy. All of Lee's novellas are, so know that going in. But if you're just looking for a spicy, fun, like holiday read, pick this one up. Then I have an Omega verse that I want to recommend to you, which is Not Today, Satan by Calliope Stewart. And this follows an angel dressed Omega, an accidental summoning, and a lonely devil. This, we have our female main character. She's in school right now, and there's a Halloween party going around. So one of the like fraternities ends up calling her to decorate for their Halloween party. They want her to paint things all over, and I guess what they give her to paint is actually like a real summoning circle. So she ends up summoning the devil, and things go from there. This one is a spicy read, so pick this up if you're looking for a fun, spicy Omega verse centered around Halloween. And then next up, I have Riding the Headless Horseman by Molly Likovich. And I don't know if you can tell from the title and the cover of this book, but this is pretty much pure spice, and it was a lot of fun. So we follow our female main character. She's in Sleepy Hollow, and what goes along with the legend of Sleepy Hollow is the Headless Horseman. So she's out on a walk one night, and she sees him. They end up having some spicy time, and now she kind of wants Halloween to last a little bit more. Then next up is Heartless Heathens by Santana Knox. And this is a dark, why choose gothic romance. And it's kind of loosely inspired by The Hunchback of Notre Dame. We have our female main character. She's been locked up in the tower. And then all of a sudden, these heathens come and they find her up there because they're living downstairs. She can't come down, and things go from there. But now that they found her, they really like her, and they want to get revenge on the person who put her there. So this is definitely a very dark romance, but fun all around. And then next up, I have one of my personal favorites. This was my first monster romance and reverse harem, so I just went in hard for my first time, but that is A Lady of Rooksgrave Manor by Kathryn Moon. This is a monster romance, like I said. So in this, we follow Esther. She is a lady of the night. She's working at Rooksgrave Manor, which is a place that monsters can go to get what they need from the women that are working there. All the women there love their monsters. And this, we follow Esther, like I said, who then kind of collects her monsters as she goes. I think she ends up with 5 or 6 different types of monsters in this. And it is so much fun. There is an underlying plot, though, that goes through all 3 books in this series. So there are more books. If you love this one, pick up the rest of them. They're just as fun. And then next up, another one of my favorites, but I do have a hard time explaining this one whenever I'm talking about it because it is so convoluted, but it is A Lesson in Thorns by Sierra Simone. So I'm just going to kind of read right off the back so I don't get anything wrong and spoil things for you, but just know that this is a poly romance. It's very gothic. It's like dark academia vibes, spooky, foggy, everything that goes along with that. But this is once upon a time, 6 children stumbled upon a wild place hidden deep in the moors, shrouded by secrets and fog. There, we played a game among the roses and the thorns that would change us forever, that would follow us the rest of our lives. A game that ended with a hard kiss in the rain and tattered flower petals fluttering from above. And 12 years later, we're back. The heir, the dreamer, the priest, the genius, the socialite, and the saint. I'm not going to dream of a forgotten place covered in thorns every night. I won't be enchanted by Thorn Chapel and its glossy, glamorous people. I'm not going to fall in love or have my heart torn in two. I'm not telling the truth. Because as this place slowly tightens its coil of secrets and thorns around us, as we uncover the knotted mysteries that grow here, the 6 of us begin to unravel into a filthy, holy pleasure and pain, fulfilling the promise we once made as children in those whispering ruins and awakening a fate that will either anoint us or leave us in ashes. So good. Again, didn't want to spoil anything. So if you like that synopsis, definitely go pick this series up. There's 4 books. Sierra Simone is great. She writes great spice. So this is definitely one you're going to want to pick up. And then another great one I just read recently because it just came out recently is How to Flirt with a Hellhound by Shannon May. And this is a male-male romance that follows a author who is kind of fun, flighty. He writes like serial killer romances, and he's kind of obsessed with his next door neighbor. His next door neighbor happens to be a hellhound, but he does not know that. He comes home one day and he's asking his neighbor some questions about how to like dismember somebody and stuff like that. And the neighbor pretty much just answers willy-nilly. And things go from there, but the neighbor is also obsessed with this author too. And it is such a cute romance, and I really can't wait for the next in the series to come out. And then lastly, for my spooky season Recs, I have Four Psychos by Christy Cunning. And this follows a ghost, so it's paranormal, it's a dark romance, it's reverse harem, and we follow this ghost as she's haunting these 4 guys who can't see her. Eventually, one day, something changes and they are able to see her. And that is where the story picks up, and we go from there. There are trials in this series, and it is kind of just like a fun paranormal romance. Pick this up if you're looking for a good why choose. Oh, and there's tons of humor in this one. Our female main character is quite funny. So if you're looking for a little bit of humor in your book, definitely pick this one up too. But that was everything for all of my spooky season recs that I have for you. I hope you find something that you're looking to pick up here, and maybe you've already read a couple of these. But if we have some of the same tastes, I highly think you're going to enjoy these books. Definitely let me know if you're going to pick up any of them in the comments below. And if you want to leave a comment but don't really have anything to say, why don't you leave me one of the spooky emojis, either a bat, a ghost, a pumpkin, any of those sorts of things. And I will see you next time. Bye.